इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar called Business Opportunity Over Chai. Business Opportunity Over Chai is a webinar series presented by the management of Franchise India every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with an aim to introduce you to a new business opportunity. Over the last 27 years, Franchise India has thousands of investors selecting the right franchise business for them. In this today's webinar, we are happy to introduce you India's first tech-enabled home construction platform offering a comprehensive end-to-end solution for customers building their dream homes called Wehouse. Wehouse bridges the gap between traditional construction practices and modern technology to provide transparent, efficient, and high-quality home construction services. With its present already established and appreciated in Hyderabad, Chennai, and Surat, Wehouse is now scaling up operations pan-India through a franchise model. Stay tuned today as we have already, the CEO of this brand available with us to talk more about the business and the brand, uh, Sripad Nandiraj. Um, Hi. And also we have HT Ramakrishna, he's the advisor from the brand side. I'm joined along with that. I'm joined with my colleagues Abhishek, Business Hyderabad, and Abhijit, the head of business Pune. Right. So before we go ahead and talk more about the brand and the business opportunity, I would like to inform all the viewers that in case if you would have any question related to the brand or the business, please keep on posting your queries into the Q&A box. Right. On mobile, you will get two different options: one Q&A, and chat. My request is to please use that Q&A box to put all your queries. Yep. So we will take up all those questions once the presentation is over. Right. And now I would request Shripa to please take the lead and let's start with a little bit of introduction and then we'll move on to the presentation part. Over to you.
Thank you for the brief introduction. And hi, I'm Sripad Nadiraj. I'm the founder CEO of Wehouse. We're currently operating in. We just launched in December. I mean, Vijayawada too in Vijayawada. Sorry, in December, and we are now four-city operational company. Like like you pointly right like you mentioned, we are kind of bridging the gap in the home construction space. Now, to give you a brief about the idea of what we're trying to do, we are a one-stop app for home construction, as in we've brought all relevant stakeholders in the home construction space into a single platform. and we kind of cater to plot owners that are trying to build something on their own plot. For example, you could have a piece of plot, be it 150 square yards, 200, 300 feet, anywhere, and you would want to build own house, independent builder floor, be it anything of your own choice. Now we become your go-to platform, or we become your go-to brand in the market. Now, and we take care of the rest, be it legal permissions, designing, construction, interiors, etc. Now it may sound very sophisticated contractor per se. Yes, that is exactly what we are to the B2C market. In the market, we go by square feet pricing. We tell our customers, there's a square feet pricing. You can lock the price, and you can have peace of mind about quality, and then we do it in this stipulated timeline that is assigned. So we take care of the rest. Now on the back end, what we have done is we have went ahead and built vendor management slash partner management system with over 2000 slash partners that can include architects, contractors, designers, contract interiors, etc., etc., like all stakeholders. And we finally have a material management supply, as in when the project starts, when these partners that we allocate to your project take up the project and start executing, we in turn kind of supply material to these folks. So in one word, it's a one-stop app for home application, for one-stop app for home construction. We've developed about 6 modules catering to monitoring systems, catering to allocation, onboarding and allocation of these resources, and finally the supply of material. So this is in short about Wehouse. Now coming to a bit of what we have accomplished in the past. We have been operational 6 years. We have done over 400 projects, about 25 lakh square feet space developed, and we are in 4 cities at the moment, and about 2000 plus partners with a digital presence of over 1 lakh community. Now we intend to expand to more cities, take this platform which is fully functional, fully developed, into take this solution to multiple cities where India's home construction market is booming and thriving. It's a 150 billion space on its own, and especially in an emerging markets. So this is a bit about a very brief about what VHouse is. Now allow me to share my screen to just give you a brief of uh, if that's okay. I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, please. I mean, you will have the presentation, right? Let's run through the presentation. We have enough time, right? We have almost like uh, 30, 40 minutes. It's okay, no problem.
Is my screen visible?
Screen visible, but not the presentation. First, you please. Okay, yeah,
Is it visible?
it is visible. If you could just make it to full screen.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I think the content will be fine. It's fine.
I
So it's a
think we are using the wrong one. There is another one. If you can check, this is not the one we need to present.
can
Let me
you present it?
let me just try.
So this is more refined than the presentation. Let
That's fine,
Srikanth
sir.
go
It's
ahead
fine.
and use it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. I'm just
Yeah.
doing it.
Bharat sir, the latest presentation was given by Ashok sir in the group.
Should I?
You can share that.
Right. Yeah. Is it visible now?
Hello.
Yeah, is it visible on your screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is what we need to do. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll keep on
Okay.
changing the screen. You please.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, so I predominantly, I mean, just go ahead, just slide to the first one, please. Yeah, like I've mentioned, Wehouse is a one-stop app for home construction. That means, we have been labeled as home construction aggregator platform. That means we are this centralized platform that kind of caters to all stakeholders involved in the process. Now, like I've briefly mentioned about the problem statement we have been mentioning. Now, see, it's not just a B2C front problem. Initially, that's how we started off in 2018. That means, we went behind the consumers who would want to build home, and we brought price, quality, and timeline guarantee to the space. But eventually, the platform evolved to cater to the problems of B2B space as well. Now, what I mean by B2B space problems is the now if you take the core problem of it is addressing the consumers to give them peace of mind, because it's a very unorganized sector. For a consumer who would want to build something of their own, they have to go everywhere because there's multiple stakeholders involved. There's no guaranteed answer. There's no framework around how you have to get your home done, or some property of your own. But again, on the back end, if you take B2B space also, for even service providers, it's a very restricted market access. That means the guys that work with us, the folks that have been involved with VHouse platform, we kind of understand they do not know where their next job is coming from, minus a platform like VHouse. So it's a very financial risky market for these folks too. Now, if you take supply chain, obviously we are all aware, it's so fragmented. Even today, we're kind of working on the logistics solutions because it's pretty broken, and it's a very fragmented and a broken procurement space. I mean, in terms of how the procurements happen, how the delivery happens, how it's not smart, or it's not, the solution is not available. That is the current day, how much ever tech evolved, I don't think the space has been evolved to that level. So this is a very brief problem statement, but from a consumer standpoint, yes, we're kind of trying to bridge that gap between, bring in that platform that kind of bridges all these problems, and kind of evolve into a one-stop platform or a one-stop solution platform. I think if you can move to the next slide, please, Mr. Bharat. I think, yeah, so what we have done is we have taken all these problems, converted them into a six module platform. Look, for example, for consumers, you will be able to monitor, view, track the project from anywhere in the world. Essentially, your what guarantee you get from the platform is price, quality, and timeline. So you will be able to track your pricing. There is no cost overruns. It's a locked price. Two, you will be able to track about 250 plus quality checks on a daily basis with images, tracking, etc. Now, three, uh, the timeline. That means whatever stipulated timeline, like let's say it's 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, whatever timeline is guaranteed or promised, shall be the project shall be delivered within that time frame. Now, from a vendor management slash partner management perspective, we have built, like I mentioned, we have built an onboarding platform. We onboard, maintain, rate, and categorize these partners between silver, bronze, silver, gold, various categories depending on their position and depending on your requirement, they are allocated. Now, the final aspect to the system is the material supply. That means, like I've mentioned, we kind of deliver material to our partners. I mean, partners slash folks who are executing these projects. Can we? I think that's now we make revenue on aggregation cuts. You must have understood the platform by now. It's more or less the aggregation model. So from a service front, that means at a B2C front in the market, we float around square feet pricing, and we have about 8 to 12% cut there depending on design, construction, etc., etc. Now, on the material supply part, we have usually about 4 to 6 in, and additional services about 2 to 3%. In total, we have about 15 to 18% gross margin over these projects depending on the contract value. Now, we are yet to monetize on a certain aspects on the B2B front. That means for our partners to sit on the platform, kind of access these projects, etc., etc. We'll do that in near future. But for now, we are charging on the B2C front. I think market size needs no introduction. Construction space in itself is construction space is pretty massive in India, second largest. Of course, it's over 700 750 billion plus. stated to touch 1 trillion in in the near future. But of course, independent home construction market is also a 150 billion space. We kind of don't directly sell interiors, but a lot of our projects also consist of interior projects, which in turn the consumers reach out to us. Predominantly, we sell "We Build Your Dream Home" as a slogan. That means we kind of cater to plot owners, and we kind of sell the end-to-end construction aspect in the market. Now it's a massive space. So, and also the massive rise of the upcoming cities, that also includes the 100 plus smart cities that are growing rapidly, where our market is dominant, where the independent home construction market is thriving at the moment, and that's where we intend to expand faster as well. Now we've been pretty, if our growth has been pretty steady and pretty, it has been awesome, to be honest. We started off pretty normal in 2018-19 as we were trying to figure out the platform and et cetera until 2021. That's where we got shot up. This we have executed over 150 billion, 150 crore order book by now. This includes some of those top line numbers. Yep. So I think this has been upgraded recently as well. We've done over 400 projects. It's a bit old one, but it's over 1 lakh community now. About 400 projects, about 25 lakh square feet, and we have about 2,000 plus vendors now. We also have Vijayawada in there. So predominantly we've been very active, and we use digital marketing channels as our customer acquisition. Uh, so we are very active on social media. We have our APIs built directly with Google and Meta. That's where we source our maximum leads from. That includes Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google. I mean, we rely on this. We do not believe in traditional marketing as such, as in billboards or offline marketing, but we do believe in collaborative effort or collaboration marketing. That means we kind of reach out to our architect network partners or interior network partners, plot layouts, agents or banks, etc., for leads and sourcing of leads. That is what we have been building on right now. But predominantly, we focus on customer social media as a customer acquisition channels. So whatever 150 crore order book we have built is through social media at the moment. Right. These are some of the key KPIs or key components of the summary of the entire presentation, right? It's like what Wehouse can offer, and in terms of as a platform to the market predominantly first. So see, like I was mentioning, home construction market is slated to touch 1 trillion by 2030, which is very near future. I think VHOS has a great role here in shaping up how the market operates. Like today, like in the unorganized sector, the solution is not is non-existent. So what we are trying to do is build a framework around it, right? Tomorrow you think home, you have to think of a platform like VHouse, because it's a customer need not worry about going to different stakeholders, or need not worry about kind of which direction to go to, etc., etc. But what happens with a platform like VHouse, it becomes your go-to channel immediately. Like I said, the tech that we have been able to build over last 6 years has been reverse engineered. That means it's not something it came out of imagination, it came out of hardcore ground level, grassroots level problems. So that's the reason why there is a tagline that is state of the art tech aggregation in its own space. And like you know these are some of how VHouse contributes to the market side. Now from an investor standpoint, like if what we are kind of looking at from a partner, or we're trying to identify those partners with the same uh, motive and with the same intent to kind of share with us the vision that we want to take this platform to multiple cities and the solution, because it's definitely extremely needed. And what we bring to the table we kind of generate leads on the brand's behalf. That means we kind of send leads to we kind of generate leads for each city. It's centralized pretty much. And we kind of have the teams that are reporting to us directly. That means we kind of maintain this national level hierarchy so that the team acquisition becomes much more efficient, and we kind of give the platform where the operations and ops happen very smoothly and efficiently. There's two aspects. If you can move to the next slide, please. I would like to show this particular. No, the next one, please. Do we have that slide here? Yeah, that's fine. We can go back. So there's two aspects to look at when we talk about Wehouse. If you break it down to the core of it, there's only two aspects: the sales and ops. Now the platform kind of handles the entire activity. So the sales aspect, we kind of generate leads. We send those leads to, or we generate those leads depending on the target of that said month. Usually we have a 1% conversion rate across the country, so that's the average. So let's say if there is Chandigarh, or let's say we have Jaipur, so a city where we would like to sign projects, and say we have about 6 projects in target, so we would like to generate about 600 to 800 leads in that city. And the sales team kind of handles it. We have the sales kit where all these documents, codes, etc. exist. um, that's the one aspect of the role. The second part is the operations. That means all these projects, they exist in our project management system, where the the contractors slash, or what we refer to them as internally, is execution partners. They kind of upload the data and approved by our project managers in the in-house team, and it sits in the platform where consumers can monitor. There's two aspects to the entire journey, like whatever I said, broken down into very minute level. Now this is what I think. HT sir, can you take over the numbers, please?
Yeah. So the area requirement would be anywhere. This is also a slightly older slide. I don't know. The new slide has not been updated. That's okay. I will tell it across. It could be anywhere between 750 SFT to 1,500 SFT based on the city, town, locality, etc. And the total investment by the investor would be around 44 lakhs, in which only 10 lakhs will be the franchisee fee. The 34 lakhs breakup after this presentation. If anybody asks a question, I can show it across. Now I'll tell you verbally. 34 lakhs I would divide it into primarily three parts. One is for initially taking the office and setting up the office. If the investor does not have an office, will be anywhere between 7 to 10 lakhs. And then he has to operate the office for salaries, power. I'm assuming the franchisee India consultants and we ourselves have come together and have done a financial feasibility where we have taken an assumption that 100% within 6 months the revenue itself will generate for meeting the expenses. So for the first 6 months, we have not considered this as P&L account. It is not a profit loss or a inflow outflow statement. It is investment. Whatever the investor is investing is considered as investment. So for the first 6 months, at the rate of 1.5 lakhs per month, which includes power, utilities, telephone, internet, rent, salaries, etc., would be around 1.5 lakhs per month. 6 months would be around 9 lakhs, say 9 to 12 lakhs based on the city and based on the salary levels and based on the rent levels in that particular town. The third one would be the lead generation campaign. What is lead generation campaign? ये क्या होता है lead generation campaign? Wehouse as a team from the last 4 5 years have mastered this art of generating leads through digital media, digital marketing, what others call it. I would specifically say it is lead generation campaign. इसमें leads generate होता है by logging on to Google platform, by logging on to Meta platform. उसमें तरीके की अलग अलग तरीके की एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स बोलिए या पोस्टिंग्स बोलिए या रील्स बोलिए या आर्टिकल्स बोलिए, कुछ भी बोलिए, अलग अलग तरीके का कैसा कॉन्फ़िगर करने का है. वी हाउस इज मास्टर्ड दिस आर्ट from 4 years. What are the types of posts? Which type of segment has to be attracted? Which type of people will see this post? There is a long history with Google. Google will suggest what post is suitable in Chandigarh. Google will suggest what post is suitable in Cochin. Google Meta will suggest what post is suitable in Ahmedabad. Based on that, the digital marketing will be done at the rate of 3 to 3.5 lakhs per month per town. 3 to 3.5 lakhs per month per town. for 6 months. Around 18 to 21 lakhs has been considered. So the total 44 lakhs is 10 lakhs is franchisee fee, to 18 lakhs of monthly maintenance for 6 months. Three is digital market lead generation campaign, which is around 18 to 21 lakhs. The average ROI over a period of 5 years, the clear cut Excel has been done, a financial feasibility has done, is more than 100%. And the 44 lakhs, what you invest, you will get back in. This is also needs to be updated. It comes back in 16 months. It is not 6 months, 6 to 8 months. Sorry for the error. There has been some updates because 6 to 8 months was initially done. It was very liberal. But thanks to the Franchise India consulting team, they said we will not do a liberal. बहुत कंजर्वेटिव कंजर्वेटिव हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं मुझे मालूम नहीं बहुत कंजर्वेटिव बहुत केयरफुली बहुत कम कम इन इनफ्लो लेके सेल्स कम लेना एक्सपेंसेस ज्यादा लेना कंजर्वेटिव मेरे तरीके मेरे टर्मिनोलॉजी में कंजर्वेटिव बोलता हूं एक्सपेंसेस ज्यादा लेना एज्यूम करना और इनकम कम एज्यूम करना वो तरीके से किया तो 6 से 8 महीना नहीं वर्स्ट सिनेरियो में बहुत बहुत डिफिकल्ट सिनेरियो में 16 महीने में आपका पे बैक पीरियड हो जाएगा एग्रीमेंट टर्म 3 साल है 5 साल नहीं है और उसके कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड सर इफ देयर इज एनीथिंग आई नीड टू टेल so
So
from
if you
here
have, if you, if
Shripad can take over
sir, if you have the Excel sheet, I mean, we can, talk.
after the presentation when
Yeah,
questions are
true.
asked I
Correct.
can present it.
Correct. Correct.
It will get confusing. The Excel sheet is too much of data. Summary would be better.
That's okay.
Let the presentation be over.
Yeah,
Is
Shripa.
it okay, sir? Is that okay?
Sure. Done, sure.
So thank you, Sri sir. I mean, what we can do is, Bharatji, I think we can take some questions now.
We
Let's
can
see.
take this.
Yes, yes.
Let's
Let's see if
complete
we
this
get.
PPT first.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's work on the concept and probably get more dive deeper into the platform or any questions related to the tech, etc.
Hi, Abhijit here from Pune. Am I audible to all?
Yes, yes.
So, my first question is that you did mention that you are, as a customer, say, if I am, let's say that I am a customer, okay, like, so, first question is that who is going to be charged in your model? I mean, it's an aggregator platform, so it's definitely subscription fee based, correct? On a SaaS model,
Correct.
right? So, when we deploy a SaaS model, who's going to pay for it?
No, so like I said, on the B2B front, on a SaaS model, we are not charging yet, but it's the end consumers, the plot owners who are building their homes. We are charging them to build their home. We are not charging for the platform for now.
And the charges would be based on what?
Square feet pricing. It's just like the regular market for easy understanding of consumer. So today it is, I don't see the space is not evolved enough for us to directly introduce SaaS fee. So what we have to do is first make sure the space falls into the framework that Wehouse is introduced. Like today, what happens is, we go by square feet pricing. For example, Hyderabad operates at about 1800 square feet, Chennai operates at 2100, Surat about 1700, and Vijayawada about 1700. So this includes your structure and substructure like doors, windows, etc. Essentially, you give me a plot, I give you key back without the interiors part, right? Interiors as in woodwork, etc.
So let's assume that I have a thousand square feet space, okay?
Correct.
And I want to come on your platform and see how your platform is going to help me build my home. So can you please tell me that? So I understand that, let's say even if you're charging 1800 rupees per square feet, so you're approximately gonna charge me how much? 18 lakhs?
Yeah, that is
Okay,
correct.
Okay,
Shripad,
in 18 lakhs, what exactly is that I am going to get? In
Yeah.
a very layman language.
No, absolutely. So let's say you have 1,000 square feet plot and you come to us. What we are saying is, okay, you want to build a ground floor, assuming. I just want to do a ground floor part. Now we are saying, 18,000, like you rightly mentioned, we give you a square feet price. We have five different quotations, right? We pretty much it's standard, economy, standard pro, luxury, premium, whatever it is. Now you select one of them, assuming it's 1800, it's 18 lakhs. Now what happens is you give us the plot. Now you sit on the plot, you sit on the platform and monitor the project. While you monitor, we build it and give it to you, right? This pretty much.
So this is just the service fee. the additional, the material fee and everything, the material fee and everything is going to be additional on top of that, right?
No, it's included in that. That's what. Right
So you,
now, don't get confused. Right now, as a consumer, we are not charging you for the platform. We are telling you we build your dream home.
no, I get it. But when you build a dream home, first of all, there's consultancy, right?
Right.
Like you being a consultant. Then there is something in which you'll have to procure the materials and actually build the house. So in that 18 lakhs, are you going to do the entire thing, actually build the house and give it to us, so that I, as a consumer, I don't have to take care of anything. I'll just sit home and relax. I'll say, okay, I want this quality, this quality, this quality of in cements. I want this brand. In the POP structures, I want this. In RCC, I want this, and you will get those brands and deliver it to me. Is that
Correct.
what I understand?
Absolutely. Absolutely right.
Okay. And say for in that part, now there are requirements that, okay, I want 5 mm thick wires, wirings 5 mm thick. Somebody,
Abhijit ji, can I interrupt?
please, please.
Sripath, sorry, I
No,
know
but
what you are coming from. For the benefit of all the viewers, I will completely turn your question and Sripath's answer in a different perspective. Completely different perspective. It will answer everybody's thoughts with clarity.
Please.
अभी आजकल क्या हो रहा है? What is happening today's world? Let us say Wehouse is not there. What is happening? I am a plot owner or Abhijit ji is a plot owner. What do? We go to an architect, ask
Yes.
him to do the design. Then we go to a contractor, give him a complete contract. आप मुझे घर बना के दे दो. नहीं तो
बराबर.
कुछ सिटीज में आर्किटेक्ट ही टर्न की प्रोजेक्ट लेता है, नहीं तो
Correct.
कुछ सिटीज में बिल्डर टर्न की प्रोजेक्ट लेता है. हमारा इसमें कौन घर बनाएगा? प्लॉट ओनर ही घर बनाएगा. किसके पैसे से घर बनाएगा? प्लॉट ओनर के पैसे से ही घर बनाएगा. लेकिन उनको घर बना के देखो, जो 50 साल 40 साल 10 साल 2 साल पहले भी था, वो मुश्किलें नहीं रहेगी. He will build, the plot owner will build his own house with his own funds, but he will be completely relaxed watching a Netflix serial. He will be completely relaxed. All monitoring. You said it is an aggregator platform. It is not an aggregator platform. It is a project monitoring consulting platform. So let us say he spends a 50 lakh rupees for his house, or 70 lakhs rupees for his house, or 100 lakh rupees for his house. All the 100 lakhs, where it is going, to whom it is paid, how it is paid is transparent in the app. How much fee the architect is taking, everybody knows. How much fees Wehouse is charging, everybody knows. How much fee the takedar is charging, everybody knows. How much fee the structural consultant is charging, everybody knows. There is no hidden cost, which is what is happening today. I pay the contractor 50 lakhs. I don't know whether I'll get a 50 lakhs worth of house. Today it is not like that. You know how much you are paying to the contractor and how much you are paying for the material, how much you are paying for the labor, how much you are paying for a particular slab completion, how much fees Wehouse is taking. Customer knows, the contractor knows, the builder knows, whoever is there in the entire loop of his app, everybody knows how much money they are making.
no,
This
Sir,
is the
agreed.
concept. So
Sir,
if
agreed,
I'm
sir,
building a
agreed.
50 lakh rupees house, 50 lakh rupees goes for material, labor, consulting, everybody over. On that, we will charge 12 to 20% based on the complexity of the project. There is a SOP for that, which will be trained by Sripath personally. And there, that charges also, we will show it as extra. So 50 lakhs plus 12%, it could be around 56 lakhs. The quotation will be given inclusive of GST and inclusive of everything. 56 lakhs is your house. Does that clear all your doubts in the mind? Sripath, please
Sir, I understand.
correct me if I was wrong, Sripath.
Okay, so I understood the concept completely. Like, okay, fine, you're like a turnkey project providers who will take care of the entire end-to-end delivery of the project starting, and you will take a say whatever charges are being discussed, right? Now, currently also the same thing is happening, as you very correctly mentioned, that we, like, I recently built a house. I built it at a rate of 1200 rupees per square feet, and it was construction was done for 2800 square feet, so approximately 30-35 odd lakhs are paid to them. It was the same concept that yes, you sit at home, you go and monitor some physically at the site, and the contractor does everything, right from the architectural thing. Then he used to get us things approved from us. Ki, हाँ ठीक है, this is okay, this is what I want. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ground planes, first slab, second slab, this way. Okay,
So
great.
flooring, painting, everything is done in that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just
Doors,
trying to understand
windows,
that all these things are covered in what you're offering, correct?
flooring, painting, doors, windows,
Up
everything
to
is done
RCC, up to RCC,
up to RCC.
up to
Okay, that's
RCC.
what. No, no, we are saying we are talking about the entire thing.
Fair
Flooring.
enough. Okay.
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
I understand the con. I did
yeah,
understand.
yeah. Okay.
And yes, I now understand what you're doing. Uh, yeah, one important thing is that we have got around 34 lakhs of investment, what we have mentioned, right? Can you please break it down component wise that what does that 34 lakhs consist of? 10 lakh
Yeah,
is your additional 10 lakh is your franchisee fee, which I understand.
right.
Can you please break down the 34 lakhs?
No, absolutely. See that's the first 6 months of capital capex investment, right? That
CapEx
includes, yeah,
consists of,
yeah. I think this will help us.
yeah,
So the setup cost is about 7 to 10 lakhs. The team and maintenance, as in the salaries or infra rents, etc., that we end up paying, is about 18 to 21. The license fee, I mean, sorry, the digital marketing, which is the key of this fee, that is where the lead generation happens across the first 6 months. That's where the 18 to 21 lakhs is going into. That's the major amount, and that's where the business is being generated from. So finally the license fee of 10 lakhs. So it costs somewhere between 44 to 53, where we are quoting 44 as the franchisee, as in the fee, the investment amount.
for how long have we considered the salaries and operational
Six
expenses?
months.
6 months.
Post that, the brand will support you. If in case it spills over, which is usually not the case, if we take the history of our first four cities also, usually it happens between 3 to 4th month itself. We are operational break even. That means from an operational standpoint, we will be able to generate for the office to run.
Understood.
But even
Understood.
then, we will the brand will stand by.
Understood. Understood. And in case also there's a major challenge here nowadays. What happens is that delays, right? So in case of delays, then how does the franchise owner gets compensated for it? Because ultimately the client would come and ask him.
No, see, here there is no. Here is the thing. Now, first of all, in our minds, we are not treating franchisee owner and us differently. It's all we
Okay.
house together. Point
Okay.
one. So it's no. That is number one. That means when a consumer asks somebody, they're asking we house. They're not asking franchisee owner, right? That's the brand you're trying to put across. Now, price, quality, and timeline, like I mentioned, is taken care of. There are stringent framework that exists to kind of cater to all of this. Now, timeline, the 24, every project is broken down into 24 milestones, each milestone with its own timeline. I'll
Right.
just give me a second. I'll just pull up the screen as well.
And also, Sripat, I think we probably somewhere missing to explain the application that you have, right? We would like to, take a glimpse of.
Yes, yes. First, I thought we'll walk through business slowly, and then eventually, I think the time has come. I'm just pulling
Yeah.
up. So I'm just showing one module, right? This is a project management module. What happens is, um, you can we've been mentioning, you can monitor, etc., etc. Now, if you notice, this is a project in 242 square yards, about 3,798 square feet. Now, if you take the building progress, now this building progress, there's 24 milestones that we have segregated the entire project into. That means from the level of plot, that means we are starting the survey all the way to handover. You have different milestones like painting, sanitary fixtures, doors, windows, etc., each with its own milestone. Now, if you open each with its own subtasks as well, like let's take substructure. Substructure is something we consider doing it within the ground. That means we are doing plinth beams, for example. So each with its own subtasks as well, backfilling, beat anything. So marking columns, etc. Or you take brick superstructure, as in this is columns and slabs. So essentially, what I'm trying to show here is each milestone with its own deadlines and with its own subtasks, along with its own quality framework that is linked to these payments. So this payments is also scheduled. This is the scheduled of payment. That means, from we take in advance, we pay post completion of the work, of course. Now coming to answer your question, where uh, what happens in case of delay? Usually 97% of the cases we don't have delays, but 3%, yes, we anticipate them. But usually there is penalties and a framework for our execution partners to bear the brunt, because it's a very clearly documented framework. If you delay two sub milestones, there is rectification that happens. Now usually to get delayed beyond the timeline is a very rare case. Now even if that happens, we pay rent or equal amount, agreed amount, for every delayed month, we usually deduct it from the execution partner's account. So there is a retention policy. That means every partner that's executing will get paid after retaining certain amount with VHOS, because at that level it's an escrow, if you can understand, right? So
Correct,
what
correct.
happens is at the end of the project, we kind of retain that amount.
Okay, fantastic, great. One last question I have. Is it possible to give a visual representation of the store that will look like for 5,000 to 1,000 square feet? I mean, how will that office looks like? Because it's looks to be a pretty expensive office.
It is not. We will share a 3D very shortly.
Sure,
It is actually not. See, like I said, there are two things that I would like to point out here. One, we are not looking at any business parks, or we are not looking at any retail outlets, or where you have to be on the main road. You can take a small independent space in a neighborhood as well. It's an IT office. Point one,
correct.
right? And it's pretty much about two or three meeting rooms, one conference, and one CEO cabin. We want our partner to have their own space. It's very important, because from time to time you may meet great consumers. You may have to have meetings with us, etc. So this is not a very expensive setup. Like, it's considering, because I think I understand, because 1,000 square feet corporate space immediately kicks in. There's business parks, IT offices, etc. But no, it's a very beautiful private independent home setup is also fine. आपको मिल जाएंगे, because we have all four cities, we have similar kind of setups, where we operate out of a cool, calm neighborhood.
Great.
Because these consumers, we generate them online, and they
Hmm.
speak to us and they come to office. It's not like walk in, or it's not a retail outlet where people are just going around and they want to walk in.
Understood,
It's a
understood.
very qualified lead.
ठीक है, cool.
Great. Any other questions? I'm open to answer. I think no, I hope the concept is clear. Bharatji, I think you're on
Sure,
mute.
sure, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would also request all the viewers, in case if you have any question, you can start putting it in the Q&A box. Although Abhijit has asked on behalf of the customers, he asked absolutely right questions. Apart from that, yeah, explaining the overall application that we have is a better idea, right? So in case if anyone still want to, have a kind of look on how this application works, you can, ask. Apart from that, I wanted to ask you a question. I have just written it down. Then, who's gonna manage?
Hold on,
Okay,
hold
so
on, hold.
if
Hold
you
on, sorry, hold on.
okay,
Out of this entire transaction and everything, what is the revenue cut that the franchisee would get? That was not mentioned anywhere. It was mentioned that but the payback period and everything was mentioned. But deal wise or every sales wise, what is the return or the revenue that share that the franchisee owner would get? Can you please specify that?
or maybe like in case if you can just help us understand the entire role of of franchisee, and along with the benefits that he's gonna get.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
absolutely. I think we'll let Hesti sir actually started sharing the screen to give you some perspective on numbers. Post which I think I can explain the role of a franchisee.
Okay.
Sir, you're on mute. Hesti sir, you're on mute. Hesti sir, you're on mute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understood.
yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Understood. So I think everybody can see the screen. I will move around the cursor so that can be understood. So just see if I made a gray color shade, if you are able to see it. This is year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. So in this first, if you go, I will go very briefly because this is a very lengthy data. It will take some time to explain. I don't want to waste everybody's time, but I'll tell you the summary. This has
I
been
think you
jointly
can,
developed by,
you
sorry,
can zoom probably.
you want me to zoom? I tried my best. This is the maximum which is happening. There is some restriction for me. I think I'm not able to zoom it.
Okay, I think the viewers can zoom.
It's okay. Yeah. I mean, viewers can zoom. It's okay.
Yeah.
So something happened. 1 second. Yeah. So we have considered, if you see, 9 months of operating period for the first 5 years. This feasibility is done for 5 years. Why 9 months? It is a conservative estimate. Earlier, it was calculated as 12 months. Later on, Franchisee India came with a wonderful idea, and we also agreed, Wehouse, as a team, we should consider only for 9 months because 3 months could be rains, could be Ashad Mas, could be something we are not unable to get the orders. So 9 months of operating income was taken at the rate of 4 projects in the first year per month, 6 projects per month in the second year, 7, it saturates at 7 per month, order booking per month. That is what I mean. And an average of 50 lakhs is taken. The average, I should tell you honestly, a survey was done in Hyderabad and we found it to be around 78 lakhs per project is the average value. Even the same is higher in Chennai and Vijayawada also, maybe a few lakhs less, Vijayawada being a smaller city, but it is not as low as 50 lakhs. A conservative estimation has been considered as 50 lakhs as the project value, that is the cost of homeowners home construction cost. It increases to 10% by 5% in the second year, another 5% by the third year, and like that it keeps increasing. So this is the total order book value in the first year, 28 crores in the second year, 34 crores in the third year. So in this, we have assumed, like rightly Sripad and I have told, there is a franchise, Wehouse fee of managing the entire project. You can call it management fee, you can call it PMC fee, project management consulting fee, you can call it SaaS fee, you can call it IT fees based on the location. We will use the terminology, which will be from 12% to 20% based on the complexity of the project. So now here in this, we have considered as 10%. Most of you can see it, and 5%. 10 plus 5, both Wehouse, that is franchisor, and the franchisee, who's a member of the Wehouse team, will together get 15% has been assumed. 5% is for the franchisee, 10% is for the parent company. This way, when it has been calculated, if you go down totally, the total expenses are coming to total, if you see in the first year, you are getting a total expenses of 61 lakhs 30,000, whereas the franchisee EBITDA is 28.7 lakhs in the first year, 48 lakhs in the second year. Total expenses are coming to a crore of rupees with 7 projects per month booked, whereas the total revenue after removing all expenses around 70 lakhs, which is 68.9 lakhs. Like that, if you see in the first year, after 44, in the 44 lakhs investment, what you have done, you are yet to recover 15 lakhs. In the second year, you're recovering that, and there is an excess of 32 lakhs. That way, the ROI has been calculated. And if you can see the payback period, what the brochure mentioned or the presentation mentioned is 16 months. Definitely in the first year, you will not get back your 44 lakhs. But I don't think there are, I being a consultant myself and I being doing small time businesses, several small businesses myself, I know it is very difficult to get back the total investment in the first year. You're getting back in 12 months 65%, and rest is been getting covered in the balance. So over to Sripad, or I don't know, I've not checked the chat. If there are any questions in the chat.
I think there are two questions. The percent of margins is not clear, and the number of projects we can expect per month.
So I will answer the number of projects per month, which has been considered here. After the advertising starts on day 1, first 3 months, you will not have any orders has been assumed. And after that, in the first year, please see this is year 1, year 2, year 3. I will just explain for 3 years. 4th and 5th year also can be calculated. First year, in the 9 months of operation, 4 projects will be booked at the rate of 50 lakhs. Second year, 6 projects will be booked at the rate of 52.5 lakhs. Third year, 7 projects per month will be booked only for 9 months at the rate of 55 lakhs. Though there is 12 months of operation, though there is 12 months of operation, only 9 months has been considered. That is the first question. I think I answered it. Second question was, what was that? The sharing of the revenue. Assuming that there is no standard fixed 15% margin will be taken on each project, what we call the project management consulting fee or what we call the app fees. But we have considered as 15%. It will vary from 13, 12 to 20% based on the complexity of the project. But we have considered is 10 and 5%. 5% goes to the franchisee payout. Here you can see my cursor. 10% goes to the margin to the brand, that is to the Wehouse. This is how it has been shared. Let us consider in the year 2. What is the total operating revenue which comes? 28.35 crores is the value of the projects of 6 projects into 9 months. 54 projects is 28.35 crores, out of which we are saying the margin together Wehouse and franchisee is charging is 2.83 crores plus 1.41 crores, which is around 5.2 crores. This 5.2 crores is divided between the parent company and the franchisee in this manner. But the expenses are going to be removed from this 1.41 crores. The total expenses of manpower, electricity, utilities, office admin, rent, you can see here office admin, you can see here support staff, you can see here business development, you can see here assistant manager for projects, you can see here project manager, whose count will keep increasing year to year. And then the final after removing all expenses, this is what I am calling the EBITDA for franchisee alone is going to be first year 28.7 lakhs, second year 48 lakhs, third year 68 lakhs. I could not see the chat box for any questions.
That's
Then
okay,
in that
fine.
case, we can go with the next part of the presentation. Questions on this can be asked anytime through the team leaders also. It can be asked in the common group also. I don't expect anybody will get a question as soon as they see this lengthy presentation.
Absolutely.
Questions will come once they sleep over this data, what has been shared. So anytime it can be asked. Over to Sripal.
Thank you, sir. Did we leave out on a question?
I have asked, but yeah, majorly it is all about the financials. Yeah, but I know that, I mean, it is not possible to explain the entire financial within 1 hour of session. So of course, I would request all the viewers that in case if you would have any question, I already have shared the number in the chat box. In case if you would like to ask any, you can contact us, or I would also request all the leaders in case if you can share your number along with your location. For example, Dipankar, and then Gujarat, and then your mobile number. If that is, you can
So
share
I
it in the
think
chat
there
box.
is one more question. Sorry
Yeah,
to interrupt.
taking.
There is a difference in the north market as compared to south market, as people in the north are most cost savvy and go with word of mouth and not something in professional manner. Uh, I would like to debunk that first and say this is Indian market. Everybody is cost savvy. There is no north south when it comes to money. I think every state, every person is very cost oriented. As in that is point one. That these are the questions we got when we started the business in Hyderabad too, because none of the we are a venture capitalist backed firm. As in VCs have invested into Wehouse, and in the initial year when we went around asking for funds, this is the question that have been asked. Like this is a see this has been the norm because the consumers do not have an option. You must understand that one. Given an option, like that is 1.1. Now coming back to that question, yes, consumers are cost
Sensitive.
sensitive across the space, and Hyderabad is very much different from how Chennai operates, and so is Surat, and so is Vijayawada. All these cities are very different on how they operate. Now, but if you take the core principles of home construction, they are all same. That's how the entire country operates. That means from a plot to the handover, the 24 milestone framework remains same, the supply of material remains same, the quality checks remain same, the people who kind of operate these projects remain same. Now when there are so many common factors. Now the driving force is ultimately the consumer. So for consumer, what happens is, if you take the price, quality and timeline nightmare, now two things that are here. Now if you take pricing, now you say we are very competitive in terms of how we position ourselves in the market in terms of pricing, right? Like Mr. Abhijit said, we charge 1200. We are also around the same for RCC works. Usually 90% of the cases, 95 I would say, is they go end to end. But in some cases they might come to us for RCC works, and that is positioned about 1100 in Hyderabad, about 1200 or also in Chennai, in the similar space. So we are very competitive in that sense. We have better margins than local contractor is trying to squeeze maximum out of one consumer, whereas we go by volume. We understand that pain point, so we work on a stipulated margin number. It's not like कि ये customer मिल गया इसको आम जैसा choose. No, it's not, it doesn't work that way. We have a 15% to 18% target via various services. So we don't go below or over, right? We're not trying to squeeze, or we're not trying to go under and underplay ourselves. So it is very well positioned in that sense, to answer to your question. North south नहीं है इसमें, problem तो एक ही है.
I will take liberty in answering this point also. Let us say there is a huge difference between Kashmir and Kanyakumari in the final price accepted by the customer. Now, this entire business model is not working on how this answers the first question asked by Abhijit ji also. My belief is, and my experience has been, this entire model does not work on what is the final price we are giving to the customer. I request all the investors to remove that thought from your mind. What is the best price, marketable price in Kashmir will be considered for Kashmir in the app. What is the best price for marketable in Kanyakumari will be considered as Kanyakumari's rate. Wehouse will have a different rate for Ahmedabad. Wehouse will have a different rate for Calcutta. Wehouse offering rate will be different in Hyderabad. Wehouse offering rate will be different in Cochin. This will be done a reverse engineering, what Sripad told you initially. First of all, a survey will be done along with the partner whom we are going to consider as our branch office or regional office. What is the market acceptable rate? From there, we will come reverse. If this is the market acceptable rate, this is the fee that can be given to the architect. This is the margin we can keep. That is why I've been telling margin cannot be fixed. For Kashmir to Kanyakumari, this is it. I will take 10 lakh rupees per house. I cannot do it. Market will throw me out. So a reverse engineering will be done. If the final accepted rate is 3,000 rupees, architect will get X lakhs of rupees. Contractor will get Y lakhs of rupees. Material cost will be Z lakhs of rupees. If the market accepted rate is only 2,000 rupees, then the reverse will happen. So everywhere it will be, that is why a tech is required. Today a contractor does with Excel and books and tick marks and M books. There won't be tick marks and there won't be M books. It will be everything through app. So different pricing with a click of a button can be managed from central head office of Wehouse. So need not worry what is the price. We will custom design. We cannot sleep. See, we have opened an office in Ahmedabad. Without getting an order, Wehouse cannot stay. Franchisee is a part of Wehouse. Wehouse cannot survive without getting an order on the third month or fourth month. Bloody well, sorry for the word using, but I'm trying to impress upon you, everybody will tune to the market. And there, because of the transparency, what we are showing, all homeowners will stop buying apartments and they will come and build their own house, because today they have got a solution where everything is transparent. What cement I am buying is open. What steel I am buying is open. What margin the builder is making is open. What margin the consultant is taking is open. So I know if I'm spending 1 crore, I know where I'm getting 1 crore worth of house and not a 90 lakhs, 80 lakhs worth of house. And मुझे टोपी नहीं डाला है बिल्डर ने, कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ने. माफ कीजिए ये जो वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूं. I'm trying to impress upon you on the question. Please don't get trapped in your decision making that market price is going to drive your business. No, market price के हिसाब से reverse engineering करके हम solution offer करेंगे. Correct me, Sripad, if I am wrong.
No, absolutely, sir. So I think we have one more. I hope that answers. And we have one more question, that is, percentage of margins are quite low as far as operational costs are concerned. No, I think you're getting confused because here is the thing. Our margins are about 18 to 20%. Like I said, 15 being the average, where we might offer some festive discounts, etc., etc. And I think the cost you must have noticed, and your the franchisee gross margins. There is also Wehouse gross margin on top, which you might have missed, because usually the cost is less than 6%. And again, I don't like to use the term or compare ourselves with other models, but for easy understanding, let's put in perspective. We are like an Amazon for home construction, right? We are in the center where we are connecting the buyers to sellers, whereas the contractors, designers, we are connecting them to plot owners. The risk factor is as same as Amazon. That means, don't forget that we are transferring all of this risk to the partners that are allocated to the project from a business model standpoint. Now, to answer to that, you have your margins intact. Like, one of the question was, what happens if timeline gets delayed? The contractor has to bear the burden of that. We have that retention policy. We retain the money and we cut deduct from partners margin. So your risk factor remains static. It's not going up and down depending on your project, because you're the central platform. You're not actually the contractor. Don't get confused, because the pitch hovers around what we are solving the problem. Now, second point to that is, the number of it increases with the number of projects. Now, if you're increasing the number of projects, obviously you have more revenue. That means your city is doing really well. Now, you should be happy. And point to be added to that is, today our project manager can handle up to 15 projects on the platform. You see, our team is about 25 or also full-time members. Of course, we have a lot of contracting, like from third-party branding perspective, etc., etc. But if you notice, we are in 4 cities, so it's a very tech-driven ops. So you said it should be 10%. I didn't understand that part, but it's about 18% if you are referring to that. Our margins refer over at about 18%. But everyone has its own kind of fixed prices as per their market goodwill, and work as against the prices coming as per the reverse engine. I'm sorry, I didn't understand this question. Can you ask this question in person? I mean, in the call.
So to fill in the gap, you said around 24 members in your company. Does that include the admin, HR, accounts,
Yes, yes.
IT? So I think you have to elaborate on that. People may get confused.
Yes, yes. No, what I was trying to point out is the level of low, the more projects is not necessarily equals more team members. I was just trying to stress on that point, because, like I mentioned, it's a tech-driven portal where you have seen a part of it where there's 24 milestones. The project managers keep a tab of the payment schedule, etc., while the contractors are the main members who are supposed to execute the project. So I was trying to stress on that. Now, one last question I think I have. One second. What is the profile of our end consumers, HNIs or middle income? So it's predominantly middle and upper middle segment. We don't target HNIs. It's, see, if you take the average ticket sizes in the financial model, it's with 50-55 lakhs. But if you take Hyderabad, ticket size is about 70. Chennai is also about 75. Vijayawada is about 60 lakhs. Surat is about 60 lakhs. These are middle and upper middle segments where the volume exists. Predominantly are trying to target these plot owners who have bought a plot about a decade back and they're now trying to build their own home, or buying a plot and building their own home to move in. So these are middle and upper middle segments. If you notice the prices, these are very competitive in the market, and essentially kind of addressing the problems that come in this segment.
So
But
to
why we
add,
avoid like HNI?
I think we have one more question. Should one be technically strong in order to run such kind of projects as a franchisee? Not necessarily. I have a business management background myself. I did MBA from University of California. Worked in US in IT companies for about 5 years, between 13 to 18, before I moved back to start this, because I see that this is a nightmare of a space. जहाँ पे यहाँ पे जब मैंने 2013-12 में ही नोटिस किया कि जो लोग घर बनाना चाहते हैं, मतलब आई पर्सनली हेल्प माय फ्रेंड जो रेनोवेशन में उसको मैं मदद करा था 2012 में, जो नाइटमेयर मैंने देखा था, मतलब मान लो प्लम्बर और इलेक्ट्रिशियन या कॉन्ट्रैक्टर आपको तो राइट में लेके जाएंगे ही जाएंगे, And when this nightmare of a thing brought me to solve this problem for a national scale, that it is not merely as absolutely not required. Now if you look at our portal also, I think I showed you brief that 24 milestones जो है, अगर आप एक दो दिन बैठ के 24 milestone देख लिए तो भी irrespective you will understand the process of home construction. It's a very easy, and also if you notice one of our projects, old projects की, आपको वहाँ पे दिखा कि एक milestone का नाम है सर्वे, उसके अंदर आप गए हो, वहाँ पे images और drawings के साथ it exists. It takes you one day to understand the process of home construction, and you need not monitor. You have project managers, technical project managers, civil background graduates sitting in the office looking at that. So you need to have a business understanding. You do not need to have a technical understanding, which we will train you, of course. It takes you a day or two maximum. I think we have one more question. Should one?
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to ask, like, if there is an, I mean, there is someone who doesn't have any prior information, idea about this industry, he can also be eligible for this.
Yes, yes. I just now answered the same thing. I'm myself as founder is I am from a business management background, so you
Correct.
can understand. And so no, you need to like I said, you need to have a business understanding, not technical understanding. You do have civil background project managers sitting with you in the office, who will kind of cater to the technical needs of the consumer. But what you need to understand is the framework of the platform that we will train. And also, like once you have login access, once you log into the platform, it's as easy as using a WhatsApp. Now when I say log into the platform, you don't think I have to be technical around IT now. Absolutely not. It's the platform is very easy. Imagine, I don't want to put it in that way, but lot of grassroots level grassroots level uh, 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 service providers use this platform, so you understand how easy it is for someone as at your stature to kind of get accustomed to the platform. So yeah, like to answer to that in a short, no, absolutely not. It's very easy.
So I think
Shripati, I have a question for you.
Please.
So basically, we saw the sheet where the margins are like 5% or project to project it varies. Now, for a franchisee point of view, so when completing a project, so the payouts will happen after completing the project, or they will get it on completion of some intermediary works or something like that. If you can just throw a light on that.
A very important question. Because I think at the end it all boils down to our all of us making money. So we do take our money cuts in the first three payments itself. We don't wait till the end of project. So yes, while we also take, I mean we in the sense we house takes, that means franchisee also takes. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we are trying to find those great partners. We are not trying to identify or offload, but we are trying to find great partners who can be our eyes and ears, right? Who can be our eyes and ears on ground, who can understand this business. I mean, who can take this brand to the grassroots level. It's not so when we say we make money in the first 3 months, partners are making money for in the first 3 months itself. You need not wait till the end of project.
Okay.
So, Sripath, I think one question I will, because the anonymous certainty is not coming on live. So I think his question is, this has been asked by quite a few investors with me also. You are the right person to answer. Sir, हमारा शहर में architect है जो बहुत fees लेता है, और there is an architect who takes very little fees. How will you put all of them as vendors in your platform? How did you manage to get 2,000 vendors in 3 cities or 3.5 cities? How did you manage to get so many architects in your entire app? How did you achieve that? Because each architect will have his own set of norms and own set of fees he will charge. So can you just, for the benefit of investors, putting myself in investor shoes, this question I think you need to answer.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. सर आपको कौन सा स्वीट पसंद है?
क्या जी?
कौन सा स्वीट पसंद है सर आपको?
Obviously, रसगुल्ला.
रसगुल्ला. अभिजीत सर आपको कौन सा पसंद है?
मुझे संदेश पसंद है।
देखिए सर, आप एक कॉल में दो लोग को दो अलग स्वीट पसंद है, आप बोल रहे हैं एक आर्किटेक्ट सबको लगा दो। सर यू नीड डिफरेंट डिफरेंट क्योंकि लोग का टेस्ट अलग है। मान लो अभिजीत जी जो घर बना रहे हैं, आप हेस्टी सर आप जो घर बनाने वाले हैं, योर टेस्ट माइट वेरी। सी आई हैव सीन पीपल फ्रॉम केरला who have building modern homes, and I've seen people in Surat and Kolkata asking me Kerala kind of homes. See, the taste varies, right? It is up to individual taste, and you need all sorts of partners. ये मिठाई शॉप जैसा है ना, हर स्वीट तो हम तो मिठाई शॉप है. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू जज कंज्यूमर की मैं रसगुल्ला ही लेके बैठूंगा मैं, क्योंकि रस इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. सो like I mentioned in one of the initial conversations, we have rated and categorized. Now, coming to the pricing aspect, of course, see, some architects position themselves higher. We do onboard them, and consumers that ask for premium luxury quotations. It's not everybody is building a standard quotation. Some consumers go for premium and premium luxury also. So they need an architect who can keep up with them in terms of taste, in terms of material. So you get allocated accordingly. Rasgulla may be different तरीके हैं, मतलब it's not every rasgulla tastes same in across the, so it's the same kind of a thing. So yeah, to answer to that, yes, there are different categories. Like I said, we're rated and categorized members from bronze, silver, gold, platinum, etc. These partners are given a rating, and they're classified on a particular position, and they're allocated according to your taste. So we are trying to bring you the nearest match possible according to your taste, your ask. Now, coming to construction, execution partners are also rated and categorized, but here the skills, the way that allocation happens is quite different. It did not matter, right? It's little bit different from the way the allocation works. So I hope that answers your question. So assuming, I think sir, you know this, but I'm hoping others got this.
No. People will assume that everybody will have one rate. For some time in the initial days, I was also wondering when I entered Wehouse, "अरे यार ये लोग कैसा manage किया?" I was thinking every architect will charge the same fees. Then
No.
over a period of time, I understood you have silver, gold, platinum. I'm just using the words for everybody to understand. In the olden days, you have a balcony, you have a first class, and you have a economy class in a movie theater. Like that, you have different options House is having. So different architects will be included in the app.
Yeah, they're in the zone. Usually it's in the zone, like 6 to 8 rupees, 15 to 16 rupees, 20 to 22 rupees. They're in a zone. That means, all your bronze category people are in a particular zone, etc.
So there is also a question: what happens after 3 years? After 3 years, the franchise and franchisor make a lot of money and celebrate. That is what is going to happen.
No, I
So
think the question is around renewal, sir.
correct.
So yeah.
You need to answer that. Yeah.
No, I think from a finance standpoint, you can take it, but even I can take it too. So, yeah, the idea of that 3 years break is to review, and there is a 10 lakh renewal fee post that, to continue is the agenda. So that 3 year break, or what happens after 3 years, is not to cut the relation, to improve the relation, come back, sit together to see how happy you are, and then to continue further. We are not in a mood to go back and keep finding again and again.
So I will answer in a different way.
Go ahead.
There's a huge investment which none of us will be able to see. I am personally dealing into the finance and the accounts of the house parent company. To upgrade an app today, where the app is, it cannot stop there. Like you have iPhone 1 to iPhone 16, like you have Windows 1 to Windows 12. Every 3 months or every 2 months, upgrade keeps happening automatically, and a huge investment goes there. So the 3 years period for the license is because of the investment that is happening from Wehouse parent side. So this renewal fees is not to get into the profits for parent company. This renewal fees goes away directly into the investment. Where does the parent company get the profit? From the business you generate in your city. That's where the profit and the main income for Wehouse parent company comes. So the renewal fees, all as of today, honestly, I myself have not thought over because I've been catching up with so many things. This question was asked by the consultant and franchise India also. It will not be more than the first initial fees. That's a guarantee I can give. It will be lower than the first initial fees, or it could be equal to the first initial 3 years fees. Hope that clarifies.
All right, so we probably have answered almost all the questions that were asked in the Q&A box. But I would also request, in case if it's still someone have any question, want to go for a deep dive, kind of discussion with ST sir and Sripad, then they can of course connect with any of the leader that who already have shared the number in the chat box, right? Just looking under the time constraint, we have to end this session now. It was absolutely interacting and very informative session, I must say, right? I really appreciate everyone whosoever asked the question and make this session, very interactive. I really appreciate, everyone. Abhijit, Abhishek, Deepankar, Sripad, and ST sir. Thank you so much for coming to this show and talking about the brand and the business opportunity that you are offering to all the investors. I think this is an absolutely fantastic opportunity, right? As Shripad also said that, I mean, there is no need to have a prior kind of experience, right? So even if you're a fresher, of course, you just need to have some kind of business mindset. That is what is required. And Shripad and teacher will take care of your training part and will make you absolutely capable enough to run the business profitability. Right. So that is what it's all about. So I think that's it for the day, everyone. But before we end this session, I would really like to request maybe like Esther or maybe Shripad, if you could just share your closing remarks for the investors.
Absolutely. I think it was wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity to share our idea and our story with the investors. And like I said, we are looking for partners who can be our eyes and ears on ground. And, we're looking for an opportunity that adds value. It's not that, we take great pride in what we are doing here, because especially when it comes to construction, it's something we contribute to the country. And being part of Startup India, being part of all the initiatives that the current government, or that the India government has initiated, I mean, being part of all of that, we take great pride in all of it. So I think we would want those partners who can join us in this amazing journey, and make sure that once and for all we bring this solution to all cities possible. And I think home construction, 5 years from now, if you think, I think the entire country should echo Wehouse as one sole name. Okay, Wehouse has changed how the way how home construction has been done, or is being doing, or in future how it's going to be done. So I think that's it from my side, and I think over to ST sir if you have any closing remarks, sir.
Yeah, we are all wanting to solve the problem in the society of plot owners who are struggling. Like Abhijit ji said, he had to go several times to visit the plot. That visiting the plot and whether the takedar is coming or not coming, what to do, you're lost. And he taking another very good summary. I'll tell him small, it in making it's not an airtight rule, but I to understand for everybody to understand, I'll tell it. Money is taken in advance, kept in suspended animation in the app, and paid to the worker who is doing the work, or to the vendor, or to the contractor after quality control checking is done and a green thumbs up is given by the plot owner. Money is given. So no contractor will run away, no owner will cheat the contractor. Confidence for the contractor on the app will increase, confidence for the architect on the app will increase, because they're issued of the payment by Wehouse. And customer also need not worry, tomorrow morning the takedar is not coming. This problem is also solved through the app. So we need to reduce the burden of people who are ambitious to build their own house with this app. And that achievement, what you get, is much more than the money you earn. So wish you all the best. Wish the most eligible and efficient people join the journey. We are with you to help you out. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much,
Thank you.
everyone, for joining this. We really appreciate you. All right.
Thank you.
So the day after tomorrow, I mean, tomorrow we will again come up with a new brand and we'll explore the another business opportunity. Till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining.